Tulagi's southeastern beaches were dense with smoke, and a small Jap boat blazed against the shore when Red Mike's raiders leaped from their boats into the surf and charged across a narrow beach into the murk of the jungle. Enemy bullets whispered among them, but no men fell. The raiders drove swiftly across the island at a point 2/3 up the butte. Behind them came the 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines, who turned left and quickly overran the lightly defended northwestern third of the island. The raiders wheeled right to drive down the island's spine to the lowlands, working through rocks and trees, keeping clear the shore trails covered by enemy cliffs. They attacked 4 companies abreast. They began to take a withering sniper fire. Snipers under houses, tied into the tops of trees, dug in beneath those forest giants with huge buttressing roots 4 and 5 feet high. Sniper fire came from the rear, too, for the Japanese soldier was already using his trick of lying doggo until the enemy had passed and he might shoot into his rear. Now the raiders on the southern shore of the island were pinned down by fire from a concentration of machine guns atop a hill. Mortars crunched among them. Caves spat fire. There were casualties, among them a company commander. It took an hour to get that hill. It took rifles and grenades of the men who inched forward under covering fire until they had reached the point when they might come erect and charge the cave mouths. Then Edson's men moved down to the cricket field set between 2 hills, east and west. Here the Japanese fought skillfully from caves and crevices. Here they could not be budged, and the Marines dug in, for it was now twilight, and obvious that the island could not be taken that day. That night came the first banzai charge. Marines, lying in hastily scooped-out foxholes, could hear the enemy assembling. The Japanese crawled noisily out of their caves and holes. They came running in scattered bands, their officers leaping before them and waving long samurai sabers. They howled in their native tongue or shrieked those quaint English oaths, which they had been told would melt the hearts of the Americans. "Japanese boy drink American boy's blood. Death for the Emperor." The Japanese fired their rifles as they charged, deliberately trying to draw giveaway fire, but they were met by grenades spiraling silently through the black to flash among them with flesh-rending crashes. In 2s and 3s, they tried to infiltrate in the dark to close with knives, and where they did, they were met with knives. They punched a hole between 2 companies on the southern flank, but were beaten down in individual combat. They swirled savagely around Marine positions in the center, coming 5 times against a rise in ground. Mortar shells thumped and crashed among them throughout the night, breaking them up as they assembled, driving them into raider guns. In the end, they failed.